Good morning, Malta and Gozo. This is Bonġu News on Friday, 14th April. Stewart Healthcare International announced it has filed a complaint against the Maltese government and judiciary with the European Commission. The company claims breach of EU law on several grounds in relation to the court's annulment of the public hospital's concession agreement. In a statement issued on Thursday, Stewart lashed out at the judge and claimed that the verdict was wildly unsound and driven by political motives. The judgment's narrative could have been disproven, Stewart said, but the company has never been asked to supply court with evidence on these counts. It said the judgment was incompatible with the key principle of free movement of capital and is not compliant with the general principles of legal certainty and legitimate expectations, as well as the principle of proportionality. In March, Stewart filed an appeal against the verdict, arguing it was defrauded by the Maltese government and punished by a biased court. Although the spring hunting season has only been opened for quail, the vulnerable turtle dove is still being illegally hunted, BirdLife Malta said on Thursday. Hunters were mostly out to shoot down turtle dove and not quail, the NGO said in a media conference in front of the office of the Prime Minister. BirdLife presented a dead turtle dove recovered from Delimara, an area it called a notorious illegal hunting spot. A prohibitory injunction filed by the NGO against spring hunting for the vulnerable species was provisionally upheld and will be subject to a court hearing today. BirdLife Malta President Daryl Gremer said the NGO told the EU Environment Commissioner not to believe reference figures and quotas presented by the Maltese government.
The European Union and the European Commission must not believe a word that comes from Castile, a word that comes from Maltese government, and question everything. This is the only way we can protect a species which is declared vulnerable by the UCN, but unfortunately Malta ignores the vulnerability of the species and is hell-bent to open the hunting season irrespective of all the efforts that are being done by the European Union. It is time that, along with us, even Europe takes action, as it is already, and does not believe a single word that comes from Castile.
Prime Minister Robert Abela has asked Chief Justice to ensure that the magisterial inquiry in the death of Jean-Paul Sophia is concluded as soon as possible. Sophia was killed when a building under construction collapsed at Corradino Industrial Estate last December. In a letter to Chief Justice Mark Ketkuti on Thursday, Abela wrote that a delay in the magisterial inquiry is totally unacceptable given the sensitivity of the case. The inquiring magistrate has at her disposal all the resources requested, including the technical experts needed, the Prime Minister said. The Malta Law Students Society has strongly condemned Abela's letter, accusing him of interfering in the judiciary and scapegoating the inquiring magistrate. The Nationalist Party said Abela was only seeking to cover up and to justify the incompetence of the police in the investigation. A portrait of Jean-Paul Sophia placed by his mother outside the office of the Prime Minister on Wednesday was removed overnight. ADPD Deputy Chairperson Sandra Gauci, independent politician Arnold Cassola and opposition leader Bernard Gregg criticized the removal of the photo. Both Gauci and Cassola observed this was similar to the repeated clearing of the makeshift memorial for Daphne Caruana Galizia on Minister Owen Bonici's orders. On Thursday evening, friends of Jean-Paul Sophia put up another picture of him in front of Castile. Reacting to Robert Abela's letter to the Chief Justice, Sophia's family reiterated their call for a public inquiry. Civil society group Republica also reiterated its support for the family's request, questioning who Abela is protecting by opposing a public inquiry. And now to give you a send-off with a smile on your face, something that appears to be becoming some kind of a tradition here in Malta. Yet another masterpiece of government work spotted in Fgura yesterday. And the weather today. The Met Office is expecting a windy day with temperatures up to 17 degrees. Well, it's April, you never know. Thank you very much for watching Bonġu News and have a lovely start to your weekend.